Hi there. So in this tutorial, I'm going to explain you some of the functions that are available for you to use in Microsoft SQL Server. So this is my SQL Server Management Studio. I have version 2008 here. Doesn't matter if you're using any newer version. The basic that I'm going to teach you here will remain the same regardless of the version. Let's just log in to our database. And now select the database in which you want to work to. So I have this sales DB database. I'm going to open a new query for it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type select star and then from. I'm going to type sales DB as my database, then DBO schema and then sales log as table. Okay. Now I'm going to execute this query by clicking on this execute button, and you'll find that at the bottom results tab is showing me my table which has total 5 columns: sales ID, item, salesperson, price and quantity. So most of the functions that I am going to use right now will be either processed on quantity column or price column. So let's start with our first query. Here we are going to use a function called average, which is avg. Inside the bracket I'm going to type the name of column. Okay, and I'm going to execute this query, which will show me average of these numbers here. So 11 is the average that you can see for quantity column. Let's check out for price. Now let me execute. You will find 5 is the average number here. So how about counting the value for columns? And let's count something like number of columns or number of rows that you have in your table. So for that we use count function, and I'm going to give it quantity, or simply let's say star. So what this will do is this will get the number of rows in our sales log table. So let's check out. It is 4 rows are available, and that you get from count function. So what if I want to get the sum of all the numbers in quantity column? So for that we are going to need a function called sum function, inside which I'm going to point to the particular column. Okay, so now let's execute it again. You'll find the total of values in quantity table is 44. Now let's try and find out what could be the length of this quantity table. That would be interesting. So let's type LAN in our quantity column here. Let me execute, and you'll find here I have 2-digit number. In second I have 1 digit, then for third again 2, and for fourth again 2. So length will calculate how many places the particular value has. So if we change it to a particular value to 3-digit, then that will show here when we count with the length function. Now what if I want to round a particular number to, let's say, single digit? In that case I will have to round, then I have to point entire column to, let's say, single digit. I'm going to execute. You will find that here 9 is already rounded, then 11, 14 are kept as is. So entire value is kept as is. If we use, let's say, float value, then this round function will be easily usable for that. But for now, all our numbers are integers, so we don't actually see the round function in action. So let's move to something different. Let's try about minimum number in quantity. Okay, so let me execute this, and minimum is 9. Now how about maximum number? Okay, so let's execute this. You have 14 as maximum. Then what could be the first number in our quantity table, or quantity column? So it seems first is not the function that is being recognized, so let's change to something like uppercase. So it seems uppercase is also not detectable, and lowercase is not as well. So far we have checked functions like average, count, sum, length, and minimum and maximum. Okay, so let's so our query is running here. Okay, so let me close this one. Okay, so the functions that we have checked so far are average, count, sum, length, round, minimum, and maximum. So these are the functions that you can use to manipulate your data in database table. So with SQL Server Management Studio, the management of your database is much easier. So I hope you have found these functions useful. In future tutorials, I will cover a few more functions and also concepts like joins as well. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful, and if you have any questions or doubts regarding the tutorial, do let me know in the comments.